Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame and Cinnamon Sugar. I just cut her again. Every time it get long enough for anybody to be like, "Oh my gosh, oh you let your hair grow out again," but it's time to cut it, and I've been fighting it. I have been fighting it, and maybe 2 3 days ago I got to cutting it again, baby. I don't be having time for it. Here go the proof right here. This is all I cut off now, mind you. I cut like the sides a little bit right here and the back because before fall, well, winter gets here, I want to have it where it's a TWA where everything cut off except like this part is like the longest part. And we're gonna get there. It is what it is, but it's at the length I wanted at right now, so I ain't mad at it. Y'all, let's go ahead and get into the video. Let me tell y'all what's been going on. So I had no idea that what was gonna happen today was gonna happen, but I'm gonna tell y'all what happened, and I just want y'all to just go with me. Just go with me on this, right? Okay. Um, I had every intention of being in the store and then back out of the store and at home no later than 7 a.m. Like literally do everything and be back home by 7 a.m. at the absolute latest, right? That didn't happen. I set my alarm for me to get up between 4:30 and 5 o'clock. I don't remember if I woke up, turned it off, and then went back to sleep. And then when my body decided to wake up, it just was what it was. But when I did wake up, it was 8 a.m. So I'm like, dang. I like doing certain things before the sun really get a chance to come out and start getting hot and all of that. And so I missed my window of opportunity then. So I was like, okay, whatever. But I said, I'm still going to walk in the store and do this one little thing because I just had to pick up really one thing. Then I ended up changing my mind and then ended up getting two things. And it was what it was. Ended up going in there. Excuse me, y'all. Went in there at 10 a.m. Again, despite it being Saturday, I said, yeah, it's a little packed out right now, but I don't really care. I'm not really in a hurry. So if I got to wait a little extra time, because everybody and their mommy in here, and I ain't got but one, two things that's going to be in my hands, it's fine. They didn't have no carts in the store. Like, it was jam-packed in there. Didn't have no carts. The area that I went in, I looked up and somebody had a cart sitting like on the inside, like somebody left it. And I was just like, I'll get it. And it had like a little knocking going on with it, but I ain't really care. And I was just like, just in case my back get to hurting, I just have me something to lean on or whatever, because I really didn't need it. I came in there to get some clarifying shampoo and some cheese, okay? I had made me some pasta last night, right? It is some ground turkey. It had tomatoes. It has tomato sauce and rotini noodles. Okay, I had rotini noodles. I had shells. I have ziti, and I have one other, and I don't know why I can't think of it. But I had three different types. Oh, pasta, bow tie pasta. So I was like, oh, let me go and get the rotini out the way. Let me do that this time, because I've been craving my little pasta and all this other stuff. So instead of me doing the most with ground beef, I'm trying to just switch it up where if I'm going to eat meat, I'm trying to do it where I'm eating some sort of fish or I'm eating ground turkey. I've never really been a fan of ground turkey, but when I put it in something like that, it don't really be that bad to me. So I was like, okay, I'm going to make it work. So I forgot the shredded cheese when I did my pickup order for a few days ago. So I said, you know what, I'm going to just wait. Because at first I was like, oh, I'm going there super early Friday morning before I go to work. So I ain't got to go nowhere this weekend except to go get me some water. Because y'all know I go to Springs to go and get my water and all this other stuff or whatever. And so that ended up not happening. I completely forgot it. I took it out of my basket because I'm like, I got to be really, really cost conscious. I ain't got it like that. I am struggling when I tell you it's going to be a wing and a prayer when it comes time for me to pay my rent this month. I'm like, I still got to live. I had to put gas in my car. Gas still sky high. I'm tired. Like, my brother's birthday was here. My friend's birthday next month. So even though what I got for her wasn't a lot, it wasn't expensive, but I came out the budget for that. One other thing going on, and then like I still got other bills. So it's like it's so much going on, and I'm just like, golly, I be struggling so bad. But I'm thankful for a job. Things will get better. So yeah, y'all, I go in the store. It's 10 a.m. So I made sure to start on the side where the shampoo was, and my plan was initially, after I found where they moved everything to, because they've remodeled it again. At first, I was gonna leave and go back the way I came in and go up the floor. You know where the end caps are, between the aisles that are right where I just came from, where the shampoo was, and where the other end caps and the coolers and the entrance to self-checkouts and the regular registers are. I was going to go up the floor that way. So then I immediately turned around. I said, no, that don't make no sense. Let me just cut straight through because I'm going to the cheese. The cheese on the wall. Basically in the middle towards the back of the stove. Let me just cut through. So I'm walking through. I'm cutting through. One of the guys who normally is one of the ones who brings my food out when I do my pickup deliveries. He walked by me and looked because I guess he was shocked to finally see me in the store because I really don't be in the store like that. I very rarely walk in there. So he did kind of a double take and kept on walking. So I'm walking through. I'm admiring the flooring. Like, it looks nice in there. They've widened everything. Like it's very spacious in there now. The floor looks nice. I'm just like, okay then. So I'm walking. And there's a guy or a woman, whoever, somebody passes me coming from the direction that I'm going. And I'm making a mental note because I'm always trying to have my head on a swivel. Even if people don't think I'm paying attention, I really am. So I'm like, okay, they just passed me. All right, going on about your business. And I'm just like, oh, this is so nice, saying all this stuff to myself. Then there's somebody who is coming after them that's going to pass me. Next thing I know, they talking about excuse me or whatever, trying to get my attention. And I'm saying to myself, no, no, I know that's not what we're finna do. Like, I'm going to get my last item. I'm just trying to go over here and get this cheese and get out the door. Like, no. Y'all don't understand how exhausted I am, to the point where I hate going in the store because I'm usually getting accosted by a man. Or several men. I'll leave one area and then another one somewhere. I have men following me around the store. Like, I don't know what it is. Especially here. It's always been the worst here in Montgomery, Alabama. With men following me around stores. So, I'm already ready to just be like, I'm already in defense mode. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm in defense mode. And so he was like respectful, and he was like, don't I know you from YouTube? I looked at this man. I'm looking like, no, I don't think so. I think you got the wrong person. And I'm just like, I know this ain't happening. That's what I'm saying to myself. I'm like, I know this ain't happening. This man talking about he know me from YouTube. And so I'm thinking like, who do I look like? Or who does my body, who has the same body type as me? And he might be getting me confused with. Maybe that's what it is. So I think her name is Daquana or Daquana White or something like that. I'm thinking he talking about her. She's a major influencer. She gets all these brand deals. She's making money hand over fist. Like, she getting good money. I'm thinking he talking about her. So I'm telling him, I'm like, oh, you must be thinking about her. It's not me. He was like, no, I don't know who that is. I don't think. And so I didn't go into detective mode. So what's my name on there if you follow me? And he was like, I don't really remember, but I think it got something to do with Alabama in it. And so I'm like, So I'm like, well, what's your name on there? So he tells me that. And I'm like, oh, okay. He tells me that he's commented under a few of my videos, but he doesn't believe that I ever responded to him. Because I'm like, well, if you tell me his name, depending on who he is, if he's this one or two different men who've been on here who have responded to me and I've responded back to, then I would know who he was talking about. But he said that I've never like really said anything back to him before. And so I did explain to him that there were time periods where people were saying stuff to me, but I didn't get any notifications. And I would just so happen to go back on the video and I would see somebody has said something, somebody's commented, and I'm like, well, dang, didn't no notification come through? Because I get two different types of notifications whenever somebody says something on YouTube in response to my videos. And I'm like, how I didn't get not now one of them? Like, it was a crazy period when I really wouldn't get no notifications. I don't know if it's happening again, but, you know, I don't think so, because somebody commented again on one of my videos where I was recording. Y'all know when I was living in Virginia and the person was living above me and their kids was making all this noise, somebody just commented on one of those videos. That video is years old. And I just got a notification that came through for that. Like literally just came through not too long ago. So I think that they fixed whatever that glitch was. But y'all, so we talking. Why we in the store talking for 4.5 hours? When I tell you I didn't understand what was going on. I'm like, what is even happening right here? We standing in the middle of the stove talking for 4.5 hours. I am in disbelief that this is happening. I didn't say this to him in his face, but he might see this. I don't know. And I would greatly appreciate it, sir, if you never respond on any of my videos again, because I don't want to give away your identity. I don't want anybody to go looking you up. Like, we don't know what might happen in the future. So I don't want nothing to, you know, get sabotaged in the process. You know, I don't know. Like, I mean, anything can happen. That's all I'm going to say. But I'm not expecting anything to happen. But yeah, just for security purposes and things like that. And because I'm asking you nicely, please do not post in this video, even though I know you probably want to say it was nice meeting me, like you said when we were in each other's faces, right? Okay. So just please don't do that. Don't say nothing. But we were in there 4.5 hours talking. We talked about perfume, cologne. We talked about herbs. Like, I didn't even bring it up first. Y'all know how often I talk to y'all about Crystal Alkaline Doula and things that had worked for me. This man has already been doing stuff long before he ever even heard of Dr. Sebi. He doing stuff because of his brother bringing it up to him, right? Okay. Like, I'm just like, how you know about this? And it's like certain things he was bringing up, initiating and saying, and I'm just like clutching my pearls all over the place. Cause like, what? What you know about that? What? Huh? What? I mean, conversation kept flowing. There really wasn't a break in the conversation. And it was nice. It was very nice. And I haven't told y'all anything, but because, you know, well, let me say it like this. In light of current events, meaning this situation happening, I think I can finally safely tell y'all. And I feel like it's at that point now that I do have my confirmation that it really is what it need to be. And I'm going to go on about my business. At one point in time, I was telling y'all that there's a man that I had been dealing with and all this other stuff and whatever, right? This year, around my birthday, was going to be my final hoorah, having any dealings or whatnot with him. Because I'm just like, I've been having an association with you for 3 years and you're not doing anything. You're not showing me anything. Like, you talk a good talk, but then you don't back nothing up. And it was just to the point, y'all, to make a long story short, leading up to my birthday, I told him, hey, I'm taking off this amount of time prior to my birthday. He knew months in advance. I put it in at my job. 5 minutes after I put it in, I took a screenshot, sent him the screenshot and told him it's official. I put in for my days off. And I told him that his presence was required at my home that day, meaning my birthday weekend. Even if he only spent my birthday with me, I don't care. I wanted you to be here, to be in my face. And I never did this before, but I asked him, I said, hey, for my birthday, I want you to buy this for me. All I requested for him to buy for me was 2 bags of dark chocolate covered frozen raspberries, which equates up to less than $20 when you include tax. That's all I wanted from him. That's all I wanted. And I normally don't ask for nothing. I very rarely have asked for anything, and what I have asked for, it still was basically nothing. Leading up to my birthday, he kept reaching out, hey, how you doing? It was looking promising. I'm like, okay, this man talking to me every day. Oh, okay. Birthday gets here. Not a hey, bye, happy birthday, nothing. He all on social media. He's seeing everything. I know he's in the viewership. I know you're seeing it. I know you see what I posted. And I already had some. And so I'd already said to myself, I don't feel like he gonna do it, but maybe he'll surprise me. And so I had already had some on hand. Some of what I asked him for, I had some of them on hand. I had 4, but I ate a bag of them earlier that week. So I had 3 that I showed in my video. I had purchased some Ariat boots that I have wanted ever since before boots on the ground, anything like that, any of that ever came about. I had been wanting these cowgirl boots for like the past 5 to 7 years. I have been wanting them specific boots now. Now I've already had some boots. I already had some like cowgirl boots. But those particular Ariat boots, or however you pronounce that brand, I wanted them boots real bad. I bought them for myself for my birthday. And I had roses. I had happy birthday balloons. I had everything that my parents and siblings got me for my birthday, all in my little video. And I celebrated alone. Didn't say happy birthday, hey kid, hey cat, rat, nothing to me. So then a couple of days after my birthday, he decides to reach out. And I'm looking like, what are you talking to me for? Now, I don't remember if I told y'all this or not, but leading up to my birthday also, the married man, the one who was claiming that he was getting a divorce and had gotten a divorce from the wife but didn't, his page had been hacked by his wife. And I figured it out, right? And once I figured it out, I said her name. And I told her that she needs to find her something safe to do instead of hacking into her husband's page and getting mad at me because of correspondence between he and I that she'd stumbled upon. Because that ain't got nothing to do with me. Ain't nothing inappropriate going on. And I am no longer a threat or the threat that you deem me to be, because why would you then come over here years after I've moved away? I'm not in Virginia. And when I do plan on visiting, I won't be going to see him. I won't be coming to see him. So what you mad at me for? You need to go talk to your husband. Don't talk to me about nothing, because I'm not doing anything inappropriate with your husband, not understanding. So she was saying little slick stuff. She kept saying, so what? Like she kept saying, so what under every post that I was posting. It could be the most random thing. She'll say, so what? And I'm looking like, once I realized it, I saw this got to be her, because he ain't never tried me. So I started specifically saying her name, and I would tell her to find herself something safe to do. And if she try me one more again, the next time, she gonna wish she hadn't said nothing under my post. So she proceeded to say something under my next post. And that's when I revealed how her husband has ED. And that she needs to go and look in his face and tend to her business with him. Because I am definitely not interested in somebody with ED. What is that going to do for me as somebody who loves amazing sex on the regular? And he can't even get it up. I'm trying to understand why I would want something to do with that. Please help me understand, ma'am. When I told her that, how fast she skedaddled. And I'm just saying, and that's a part of the conversation that he had with me when I moved. He found out through other people that I moved away. So then he had called my phone, because he did have my number. He called my phone, and I'm like, let me see what he finna say. And he was like, why you didn't tell me you was moving? And I was so crazy. I'm looking like, why would I tell you I'm moving? You moved back in with your wife. You didn't tell me that. You told me that you had gotten a divorce and you lied. He was like, well, I didn't lie. I thought that she had signed and I thought that they had sent a divorce decree. I was like, you have never lied about nothing else since I met you. I've been able to verify every single thing else that you ever said to me. But the one time I decided to just trust you and not verify, I should have, because you never got divorced. She never signed papers. At this point in my mind, I'm like, did you ever go and sit before somebody having some kind of litigations and things going on? Did you? I don't know. Because you're making it seem like she signed it, you signed it, a copy of the divorce decree was sent to you and her, and that's over with. But when you got locked up for drunk driving, yeah, you called her. Which was crazy because the day he got locked up, he and I were supposed to link up, right? Because the divorce was supposed to be fine. Now, the divorce was supposed to have been finalized months prior. So this was going to finally be our time to try to really get to know one another as two single people. Me not knowing he wasn't single, but I keep on getting protected unexpectedly because I didn't know this man had sat up here and lied, right? Oh, okay. So I guess because he didn't know nobody else's number offhand, he ended up calling her. Now, mind you, y'all, I had to connect the dots. So when he then called me later on after I had moved, after I had connected the dots, now keep in mind, I connected the dots before I left Virginia. And so I started, being acting funny towards him in a sense. Because it's like, I don't really associate with liars like that. What we doing? I don't want to talk to you. What's going on here? Why would I be talking to you like that? But the only reason why I answered the phone, because I wanted to know his explanation for lying to me and withholding things from me. Because I'm like, so I don't know if I ever told y'all this or not, but the night he got arrested, like I said, he and I were supposed to meet up. And so it was going to be late birthday celebration for him. We was going to watch TV shows, whatever, right? And I knew he was really missing his mom because his mom died unexpectedly. And he was like, well, can I come over earlier? We had a set time he was supposed to come over. And in my mind, I'm like, no, you can't come over here early, because I was trying to get everything straightened up. I had gone to the store and I had gotten some tea for him, because my plan was, because he was so hurt about the passing of his mother, he hadn't been sleeping. He had already was barely sleeping. He literally was barely sleeping before his mom passed away, before she got sick unexpectedly and all of that. So I had bought him some tea that had melatonin in it, and it was a mix of that and chamomile in it. I said, oh, he definitely gonna get knocked out. I'm gonna make him drink at least a couple of sips of that. Even if it's nasty to him, I want him to drink this because I want him to sleep. He and I have met up before, and we would talk about work and he would go to sleep. And so this was all during the time frame when his mom had passed away, right? And so this might have been maybe 2 or 3 instances where we had met up and he went to sleep. And I was just like, oh, I'm not going to bother him because he's finally getting sleep. This man don't be sleeping. Because I'd be like, what you got going on? He was like, oh, I didn't really sleep. And like, he really wouldn't go to sleep. But he working all this overtime at work. Like, that's not healthy for nobody. But every now and again, he would come over to my place, because where I lived, essentially, he was like on his way home and could kind of be on his way home where he lived at the time, and he would pass through. And so it would be easy to get off on the exit and he'll be right there at my house, and he can get right back on the exit and then get and go where he going. And it's a straight shot. And it's not deviating and, out of the way or none of that or whatever. So, I'm trying to be a good friend. Child, it was a mess. So, yeah, he was drinking his feelings because of everything that happened with his mom. And once I really connected the dots, I said, well, dang, maybe if I would have told him he could come over sooner, he wouldn't have gotten drunk and just been at, drinking like that, and then deciding to go out drinking. And then I had to tell myself again, like, no. That man, 50-something years old now. He know right from wrong. He know he ain't had no business leaving that house, and he was towed up. So I had to stop, kind of trying to take blame in that situation as well. Cause no. But yeah, y'all, a lot was going on, and I ain't got time for it. Like, you ain't finna sit, these people ain't finna sit up here and play in my face. I ain't got time for it. So what else going on, y'all? People be rolling up on me everywhere. Every time I look up, somebody trying to roll up, and I'm like, what is going on? It's so weird. It's so weird, and it's like, now that I've decentered men, it's like, why y'all still trying to talk to me? Like, most of y'all would never be going for none of the stuff I'm talking about. I'm not here for red pill men and the content that they trying to push. The majority of what they got going on is foolishness, and I ain't got time for it. But we're gonna see what happens with the guy who I met in the store today. I'm not looking for a relationship. Um, he was speaking very positively over my life and over his and things of that nature, trying to be positive. He had moments where he thought I was being pessimistic, but I'm just being a realist in this moment because every time I've given things a try, men have played in my face. So it's like, no, I'm just deciding to go somewhere and sit down because every time I've healed from a situation and then I move forward and then I give a man a try, a chance, and all the other stuff, it ends up slapping me in the face even harder than the last time. So in my mind, that's confirmation. And it's like, you can vet a man only so much. Like, ain't much you can do. I've seen people who paid good money to vet men, and the men were still trash. They were good on paper. The mask eventually comes off. And I even told him that. I told him, well, I mean, I guess I'll, associate with you. He gave me his number, and if I decided to use it, then he wants to, talk to me whenever he has an opportunity to do so. My phone was about to die, and my phone is charged up, so I'm not sure when and if he'll be able to talk. But today is his only off day. He goes back to work tomorrow. I'm gonna try to do something, y'all, and if it work out, I'll tell y'all about it another day. But until the end, it's a wild idea, and it's kind of outside of the box for me, but it's me trying to make a major step. So we gonna see how it play out, and if it go according to my plan, I'll come back and kind of embarrassingly tell y'all about it. But that's just the nervous nerd in me. I can't help it. I'm a blurred. He never knew about blurs. Like, there were certain things that I was telling him about. He was like, oh, I don't know about that. So kind of hipping him to certain things. So that's been interesting. It was a very interesting encounter. I told him that it was pleasant and that if nothing comes of this meeting after the fact, that I do appreciate us meeting and what came out of it today, because this is definitely something that I did not expect to happen. So I appreciate it. But yeah, so that's what happened today. Other than that, y'all, I'm okay. I'm still working on my legs. I have things going on. Also, so my plan is, I don't know how much I can dump on him, but he acting like I can talk to him and tell him stuff or whatever. But I'm going to tell him that my legs are deformed. I don't think he could tell because of the dress I had on. And I don't think he knew about my video where I updated y'all and told y'all about what was going on with my mama and what was going on with my legs and things that led up to my legs getting to how they are now. So, yeah. But that'll be a bandage that I'll have to snatch off at some point in time, and he'll probably go on about his business once he finds out the ugly truth about me. Yeah. It was very sweet that he was telling me that I was a beautiful woman, and he was telling me that my hair looked nice, and he told me that my dress looked nice, my accessories, my glasses, all that. That was sweet. It was very sweet. It really was. I felt a little good. Made me have a little moment where I felt good. So I appreciate that. And again, sir, just in case I didn't say it before, don't comment under this or no other post of mine ever again. If we gonna talk about anything, we need to discuss things offline. Okay? Thanks in advance. Anyway, y'all, I'm okay. My mama is doing all right. She is trying to be receptive to another way to hopefully be able to see if she'll be able to walk again. I don't know what plan she has because she never told me that she was going to be on board with what I told her about, which in my mind, I would have had her up and walking by now had she allowed me to use those butters, oils, and the teas on her that I bought. and was happy and thinking that, oh, well, the silver lining is me unexpectedly having to move back home was me being able to come back and heal my mama so she can be whole again. All right. I'll see y'all later. Bye.